short transmit and get it to KK3AM and then back over to W3MMR, and then it'll go to KB3RHR. There's KK4GZQ for ID. Back on the Flex 3000 here. And I got to checking my jumper connection between the Flex and the amplifier here, and it was right on the input side of the amplifier. And just immediately I found it. I don't know how it got cross-threaded or what, not really sure. I just tightened the connector up and made sure that it was good and tight, and now we're back up and going. So it's got a high SWR warning there, Jerry, as you mentioned, and it won't allow the transmitter to transmit, I guess. So that's good. Anyway, I'm back on now. Good morning to you, Chris, AJ1G, and I'll send it over to KK3AM, and you'll send it to W3MMR. This is KK4GZQ, KK3AM to take it from KK4GZQ. Go ahead.
Okay, I heard a W4NKA. This is Kilo 3 Alpha Mike. Good morning to everybody. Been listening a while. My name is Randy. I'm located in southwestern North Carolina. I'm right near the Tennessee border, about 6 miles from the Tennessee border. It's to the west of me. I'm running a T368, a mighty T368, listening to R390, one of my many receivers in the rack here. And I just been listening, and I wanted to hear more about the problem with the tune button and on the Flex radio. I have a 6400 here that I have come to really. It's my go-to afternoon radio for CW. And I'm wondering, is this a common problem with any of the Flex radios, or I might have misunderstood, but let's see here. I'm not going to hold it too long. And my antenna is a 275-foot rhombic, smaller rhombic. And my tuner is a Technical Materials TAC 1. Anyway, I hope everybody's hearing me this morning. I'm supposed to send it to W3MMR, but pick up the 4-station, the GZQ. I think it was GZQ. No, GZQ sent it to me. Sorry, guys. This is Kilo 3 amplitude modulation.
Yeah, that was WD4NKA. Go ahead, pick it up, Gary, and send it back to me, W3MMR. WD4NKA. Hold on here. The group W3MMR. Good morning, Gary. Make sure I got it. All right. Not the best of copy up here this morning, Gary, but nevertheless, I got pretty much all of what you said. Good to hear you. It's always a pleasure to hear you in the mornings. And good morning to you, Randy. The name here is Perry, Papa Echo Romeo Romeo Yankee. We've never worked before. Yes, so the call is Whiskey 3 Mike Mike Romeo. W3MMR, located in southeastern Pennsylvania in the city of Chester, 7 miles southwest of the big city of Philadelphia. Running in a non-200D SDR into an AL80B and into an 80-meter doublet, 600-ohm ladder line fed doublet up about 60 feet here. Good signal too, Randy. The T368 is sounding mighty fine, and you're giving me about 20 over S9. 20 over S9 signal here into the Anon this morning. So 2 thumbs up, and the audio sounds really, really good, Randy. There, so you'd be proud. That's for sure. Good morning, Kevin, Jerry. Good morning, Craig. Good morning, everyone else. Good morning, Chris. Chris, I'm hearing you quite well here this morning. 15 over S9 here this morning, Chris. Sounding real good. So the band is definitely cooperating here this morning, short and long. 36 degrees here in southeastern PA. Got a little snow. It's supposed to snow this morning. I walked out of the house to do my morning run here down to the other shop, and it was snowing when I walked outside. And we're supposed to get snow all throughout the morning, and then into I think it's supposed to change over to rain this evening. Is what they're saying. So we'll see what happens. Expecting 1 to 3 inches. Not much, but still could be the first accumulating snowfall of the year for us here. In southeast Pennsylvania, anyway. I know you guys up north have already gotten some snow, and it seems like everybody's already gotten snow, except us here. It snowed, but it hasn't accumulated. So we'll keep it moving along here. And good morning to you, Craig. I'm sure you're going to have a bombing signal, as always. Good morning, Craig. And I'm putting together that care package for you, buddy. And a big old case of cookies and cream milk. I'm seeing if I can get a case of it. I'm working on with a local Wawa here to see if they're allowed to sell me a case of it. So pretty soon, buddy, you'll be basking in the glory of cookies and cream milk, taking bath. I can see you over there taking a bath in it. KB3RHR, W3MMR.
KK3AM, good morning to you. Antenna's being faked out a little bit here this morning. Short and long game is in there, so that's good, but that'll transpire into just the short game, short and long. But the third cup of stone road, so I don't think the nap will happen till 10. How's that? Non-stop snow and everything. The Christmas shopping's on for 1 day, all out Christmas shopping, so better quit. I think it goes to gas band. Yes, gas band. I got it right here. And Chris is in there. Don't want to forget about him. So Jerry, take it. I don't know where Kevin was at, but we're gonna have to get the order line up here. So many people chimed in here. But it's good to hear everybody this morning here in Southwestern PA. K9GAS group, KB3RHR.
Okay, Craig, yeah. Sorry there. I thought I was handing it to you, but who knows? Good morning, Barry, and good morning, Randy. Great signal here, KK3AM. Yeah, master signal. Apparently your rhombic is in my direction, so I'd like to be in a position to provide those up. I've always been impressed with those, especially when you're in the one corner of the U.S. and point in the right direction, you cover the U.S., you know. That's great. And the T368 sounds marvelous. And Karen, good morning to you, but I don't hear you at all. Most of the times I don't. No trouble with you, and sometimes Chris as well. I tell you, low power is fine for a good 5.9, but horrible for round tables. Buy an amp, you cheap guys. Or to an eye doctor. You're not going to go back on. What's that? Yeah, that's it, back. Oh, we gotta have fun. Anyway, yeah, you know, Randy, the thing with the flex, it's only on the Legacy, and the 3000 seems to suffer it. Mine did the same thing. There's IC chips in there, and sometimes they just get taken out. Mine did that. It'll just show no RF, you know, I mean, it receives and everything, but a friend had that happen on his 3000, and I think another one. And there's two ICs that, you know, they basically are switching for the PA board. The PA board's fine, it doesn't see it any longer. And if you call Flex, you know, their legacy thing, I mean, he was honest with me. I talked to him, it's been a while, but he said all their new stuff gets priority. He said it may be a month, it may be a year. You know, he said, I can't promise anything, but that thing will sit on the shelf until everything else is done. I thought that's not really good to hear, so mine's just a receiver now, and I want to get the chips. I think they're pretty easy to come by. They're only a couple of bucks, and they're dual style, so, you know, it's easy to take out. It's the old through legs, but even the surface mount doesn't bother me, but my eyes are getting worse, that's for sure. But anyway, that's the deal on there. I don't think the new ones have that issue. I think you're fine. And Craig, I was going to comment, we were talking around 60. You know, your flex is okay, because when you put it in transmit, unless you're using it as a dedicated receiver, you know, for your big rig there, just when you hit the push to talk, you know, on that one, if you're using K9GAS software, there is a receive-only switch, and it'll put that thing into transmit with no RF power, and that will switch the receiver out, protect it. On the SDR Play, you don't have it. I've got the, I think still a copy. I sent it to Kevin, but it was on Feld's, the guy that designed the QS1R. He learned early on about the front-end protection. There's a simple circuit. It's two little, you know, Schottky diodes, reversed, a couple of capacitors, 0.1s, and you run your antenna through that too and put it real close to the SDR, so just right on the back of it. And then there's a T47 light bulb that's 1.5 milliamp. And what happens is if you get over 60 dB receive on those, it'll knock the front end diode out on that protector diode on those. So that light bulb will go like a fuse before it hits there. I think about, you know, equal about 50, 55, near 60 dB input. So it'll take the hit and just put a little light bulb back in there. And then if you get ambitious, just put a little ice cube relay in there and just throw that thing to ground every time you hit push to talk, and so it'll protect that SDR from being taken out from high SDR, or high RF, I mean, excuse me. So anyway, that's how you do that. That's what we've been doing for the longest time. That's how I protected my rig. So, you know, it's a 12 volt or 24 volt, you know, since you don't have 24 volt supply. extra, you have to use something, so a 12 volt, just power up that relay when you hit that push to talk, and it'll bring everything online. So pretty simple, but a little involved, but a little less time and hardly any money involved. Let's see, I think it would go to Chris, I think. I'm kind of lost here, but I think it would to Chris, and then I think back to Randy, KK3AM, I think, and then it goes to Kevin, and I think that's the rotation. Go ahead, AJ1G, Chris, here she comes, K9GAS in the group. This is Jerry. Randy, I'm here close to Indianapolis, and Perry, we got, I think, 4 inches of snow from this storm. This is K9GAS. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, very good. K9GAS and the group. AJ1G, Chris, Stonington, Connecticut. Oh, a little too much carrier. Okay, that should be just about right here. Very good all around. Perry, you got a very good signal. Surprised to hear you haven't had any snow yet. We've got, I think at least 3 or 4 storms so far. Kind of a lot actually for December, but if we're going to get snow, I'd rather have it at Christmas and not afterwards. That's for sure. Yeah, we're going to get rain, I think. I haven't looked at the forecast for today. Had a beautiful day yesterday. It was brisk, but boy, it was very, very nice. It got very windy last night, and got down. Temperature dropped pretty good as well. But very, very nice day. The only snow we had is all pretty much gone now. We had about 5 inches right after Thanksgiving, and not quite so much this week. But my son got one at my son's place earlier this past week. They got about 5 or 6 inches. We had heavy wet snow in the area inlet of the coast. Down here was very dry and puffy. I guess it was a matter of when it changed to snow and how it changed to snow. We just got a couple inches of very light stuff. Of course, that's all gone now. On the Central Electronics 20A and 600L. Went through a bunch of connections here. I actually did a torture test on this thing and survived. I worked on the ART-13 and I unplugged it for some point. I unplugged the CW key the 20A 600L combo was on, but standby, so I thought. And I was having all sorts of problems with RFI, checking the audio. I was only really chasing the ART-13. All sorts of RFI going on. And I all done it, got all that sorted out. I really still had the RFI in some condition. Well, it turned out when I pulled that plug out of the 20A 600L, was in a CW mod. And if it goes circuit back and puts it in the transmitter, it takes the key out. I think it's putting out about a 250 watt carrier, out continuously for I don't know how long. More than a few minutes. But everything seems to be fine at ART-13. The thing didn't even really get that long. But that was apparently the source of all this RFI I had. I thought it was the ART-13 was back to another source in the shack floating around. But anyhow, Kevin, once you get things resolved there, I don't know, do you have an RFI issue or do you have or you got that under control now, you got something else going on with the SDR, maybe some SDR issue. I'm not copying, for some reason I'm not copying Craig real well. He's usually very strong. I'm morning to Randy down there in the mountains, I assume. Where you are, say where you are. So, yeah, very nice to meet you, Arambic. It doesn't seem to be pointed in my direction. You're okay, signal strength, but you're not withering like Jerry says you are around his location. I wonder what the orientation of the Arambic is and if it's really directed that direction here on his frequency. He says like 275 feet. That might not be a very big Arambic for this frequency. So over to you, Kevin, and hope you get things sorted sorted out here. I think I got everything pretty much sorted out here after I transmitted the dead carrier, and actually, if I'm lucky, that dead carrier is going nowhere because I think I switched the antenna point. It was lying on the ground, so the whole thing was just a mess. But I think I got it all straightened out. KK4GZQ in the group, AJ1G.
N4HH.
K4JCP. Okay, there is Bob and Joe. KN4HH. Recognized with K4JCP. From AJ1G in the group, this is KK4GZQ, making sure I'm still on air here. Had a little hiccup here a little earlier, Bob, Joe. And it was the input from my flex into the AL1200. Naturally, I thought I had when the high SWR reading came up, I thought, well, I've got ice on the antenna. But it wasn't. It was right here at the hookups, and I guess I don't know. Just tightened up the input PL259, and that took care of it. So I'm kind of watching it a little better now. Anyway, good morning to you, Bob, Joe, and Randy. Nice to meet you in here this morning. KK3AM on the T368 from North Carolina this morning. And big old signal up here from you, Randy. And good morning also to Gary, WD4NKA. Gary, this morning you're about as strong as I've heard you. About a good solid 10 over as of your last transmit, but we'll have to see what happens. You're definitely not borderline in the noise floor. So good signal from Deltona this morning. Anyway, I won't keep it here long. Looks like a pretty big group building up. Good morning, Perry. Perry, I'll tell you what, Wawa. I don't know if Perry's still there or not, but I know Craig gets a big kick out of that too, with the cookies and cream and oh man, good stuff. Anyway, glad to be back on the air here. Let me get it around to Bob, let him pick up Joe, and then Joe, you're going to send it down to. I sent it to Randy the last time. It was KK3AM, and then Randy sent it to Perry, but Perry picked up Gary instead, WD4NKA. So see how confusing that gets, guys. Anyway, just one thing to y'all before I get off my transmission here. I wanted to let y'all know that after, let's see, how many years now? 5 years of carrying this thing around. I'm going this morning at 9:15 to Lexington Surgeons up here, and we're going to talk to the surgeon and get this thing scheduled, this hernia, this umbilical hernia that I have here, and go ahead and get it scheduled and probably get it done sometime next month. So this morning is a big morning for me here to go ahead and get everything started and get the ball rolling on that. Here it comes, Bob. Then over to Joe, then over to Randy, KK3AM. KN4HH, Tree City from KK4GZQ in the group.
K4JK. All right, very good, Kevin. Good morning. KK4GZQ in the group, KN4HH. Well, I'm proud of you, Kevin. That's wonderful. I'm glad you're going to get that done because it's never going to heal itself. It's got to be taken care of. So that's wonderful. We'll sure be thinking about you and keeping you in our thoughts today, and hopefully 9:15 appointment goes well. I'm sure it will. And I'm sure they'll explain everything and what's got to be done and so forth. And then it's just a matter of making the arrangements. So that's wonderful. I'm glad you're going to take care of that. I know it'll be a weight off of you when you get it done. And good morning to you, Chris. Good to hear you this morning. And Chris, next time around, have you picked out a time frame yet for when you're coming down to see your son? We're going to be doing a little bit of traveling, so I'm hoping that we'll be in town. Sure would be fun to have an eyeball with you. You come down to see your son. We've got a couple of trips planned, but hopefully it's not when you're going to be down here. So you might let me know if you thought about when you might be coming down this way, Chris. Of course, we're going down. I don't know if it fits in your plans or not. We're going to the big Orlando Hen season, which is the first week in February. That's always a big deal for us. Okay, Joe. Good morning to you, sir. 2 for day. Hope you and Judy are going to get over there today. K4JCP, KN4HH.
And the group, K4JCP here. Good morning all the way around from Douglas, Fort Walton Beach, MGM. Yes, welcome back. Monkey business is back to you. It's always an adventure. Anyway, 6:10 this morning. 178. Fort Walton Beach. 52 degrees out there, so it's not real cool, but it's pleasant. Let's see what else I need to tell you. No, that's about it. I think, Kevin, hope you get everything scheduled right there. I know you've been wanting to do something about that hernia for a number of years now, so that's what the plan is here to get her done. Art, I'm going to turn it to you, and you can turn it to Randy. That was who I was supposed to turn it to, but we'll get you in here, and welcome back. And Randy is KK3 Alpha Mike, and he's over up in that northwest corner of North Carolina, close to Tennessee, Georgia border there, I guess. Anyway, welcome back. N4JK in the group, K4JCP.
K4JCP in the group, KN4JK. Well, thank you, Jeff. It is good to be back. I sent you some pictures of the activity this week, being out in the craft shows. Oh, it's good. Man, I haven't been that cold in a long time. Drove all day yesterday. Got just the necessities. Clean out the rest of the junk and get completely unpacked. Drove all day. Morning to you, Bob. Man, I had open space. I did for the SDR. I was computer just on last week. K4JK, K4JCP, long time guys, KK3AM. Joe, I think the last time we met up was at the South Cars gathering in Hiawassee, just down the road here, about a half hour. Anyway, guys, I'm not running with you. I just need to get in the house and take care of the dogs, give them their morning chow, and get out of here. But this has been fun listening. This is the first time I've been on this early in a long time. Maybe I'll try to make it more regular. But good signals from you, Art and Joe, down in the Panhandle. I'm up here just about 20 miles west of North Carolina, running the P3 this morning, and I think it was Terry or Barry gave me an explanation on the flex issue, and that let me rest in peace here, because I love that little 66200 of mine. I use it every afternoon on 40CW, and and I've come accustomed to using it. And I think I'm hooked. I don't think I'd use it for an AM rig, although I might try it sometime. Anyway, I don't know who it goes to. Man, somebody help me on this. And 7-3 all around, guys, from North Carolina. This is KK3AM.
It goes down to WD4NKA to take it. KK4GZQ in the group.
Alright, Gary, 7-3 to you, WD4NKA, W3MMR. Let me make sure I got it.
Braking station, Perry.
I'm sorry, say that again?
There is a braking station out there. The braking station, go ahead. That must not be hearing me, Perry. Sorry.
Is there a braking station out there? Go ahead. Yeah, I don't see nothing on the pan adapter here, and I didn't hear nothing either. So, we won't make it long here because I'm going to say 7-3. It's going to be my final. And good morning to you, Art, Joe, Bob, the Florida group. Good morning to you guys. Everybody's Q5 up here this morning. And Gary, 7-3 to you, buddy. That was probably the best transmission that I've heard out of you direct in probably a very long time. One of the best, actually. I heard probably about almost 100% of that. You were about S9 the entire time there, and luckily my noise floor is relatively low here this morning, so I was able to copy that. So I'll go take care of the dogs, Gar, and we'll say a 7-3 to you, and great hearing you this morning as always, Gary. And 7-3 to Randy. Good to meet you here this morning, Randy. It was a pleasure. Hopefully we hear you a little more often here in the mornings. We gather here every morning. This group, generally pretty much all the same people here. We all gather try to gather at least every morning here to say hello to each other, and so hopefully we'll be able to catch in here again, Randy, in the T368, sounding great and giving me a hell of a signal into southeastern Pennsylvania here this morning. And 7-3 guys, Craig, Kevin, Jerry, Bob, Bill. Bob, Joe, Art, Chris, and anyone else that I may have missed. I apologize. You guys have a great day. Stay warm. And real good on the snow already coming this way, Craig. So hopefully you guys don't have too much of a mess out there today, and hopefully we don't either. 7-3, guys. Have a great day, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow morning. Over to you, Craig. KB3RHR, 7-3 from W3MMR.
Guys booming in here this morning. We have some snow up here and ice, so looks like you guys want to come over today and it's a winter wonderland. So in a couple hours it'll probably be a mud bog, but that means we live. Living in the north. And Bob, I heard you say going down to Orlando. I don't think I'm going to go this year, man. That's a killer. You know what happened last time? I lost a motor. So, flying down and bringing boat anchors in just isn't an option, I don't think. Totally blows its scene, but as far as dreamy boat anchorage, it's good to go to, I think. Man, I wish somebody would go there and just post pictures and I could buy it. So that's what I need to do. But anyway, it's good to hear you guys this morning. Yep, fighting the snow and ice here. But I'm off today and tomorrow, which today is supposed to be the Christmas shopping day, but I don't know if that's going to happen with the snow here. So laying around the house today. The cat's already been here to visit me, and I think she's happy that I'm home. And Kevin, I don't know, you must have gave up the Dr. Art and Dr. Joe route. I mean, probably when you get that bill, they'll say, this is what we're going to do. Ask how much it is, I think you might want to explore the other option. And that was with that premium platinum plan down there in Florida, where they wheel you out to the beach, put the suntan lotion on you. So I don't know how that you can beat that. So you stay in Lexington in the cold, pay a bunch of money, or go to Florida, Dr. Art, Dr. Joe's Remedy, sit out on the beach. Heck, they may even help you on the beach or pole and you can go fishing. I don't know. I think that's the route I'd go. A lot cheaper. Well, it is, buddy. Healthcare is something. It is. I got a $4,000 copay out of pocket. People with families have $8,000. I just don't know how you can afford that. I'm a working man. If I get sick, it'd be cheaper for me to quit and get it for free than it is for me to work. So, I don't know. So, I don't even know why I talk about it. But, I decided I wanted to do it, or whatever. It's $700 a month. So, I don't know. It's a quagmire, for sure. I'm only starting in the game where I need it. And there's guys that out there that are in the financial woes because of it. So, I don't know. It's not faring too good. It looks like an old used car at a car lot. And it's going to need some work. So, anyway, over to you, Jerry. I think that's who it got. I think that's how it goes. Maybe not. Maybe it's to Chris. Maybe it is to Jerry to Chris. I don't know. I'm so confused. K9GAS to take it, and then wherever it goes. KB3RHR.